Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Bay Hard Talks. I'm your host, Original, and sitting here with me today is one of my special guests, a family man, an entrepreneur, a saxophone player, all around well-rounded guy, and he's a filmmaker as well, and actor.
Hey.
I got my man King P with me. What's going on, my man?
What's up?
So, King P, I appreciate you for joining me. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you for having me too.
You came all the way to Tallahassee from LA, huh?
Yeah.
How was that trip?
It's always easy for me. Flights are fun. The hardest part about flying to me is just the process of getting on the plane, getting to the plane. But once I'm on it, bro, I choose. Most of the time I knock out. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was about easy flight.
Okay. So it feel good to be back home, huh?
Yeah. I always feel good to be back at the crib, Florida.
Oh yeah.
FLA.
Oh yeah. But that LA lifestyle is quite different though, huh?
Yeah, I'm a city boy. You know what I'm saying? I growing up in Miami. You know what I'm saying? First.
Okay.
I did live in Jamaica too, but early on until about 5.
All right.
But you know what I'm saying? Big city Miami. You know what I'm saying? Tallahassee, honestly, slow for me. So, you know what I'm saying? But I love Tally. Tally is where I became an adult and went to college and had an amazing time, fun times. But LA life is definitely, you know what I'm saying, kind of like a full circle situation for me in terms of like how I live and what I like to do, what I grew up, you know what I'm saying, the big city vibe, the energy, the creative people, the creative space. It feels good there, you know what I mean? So yeah.
And what got you started? What got King P started as an artist? What was that starting? Was it in Miami or was it here?
Wow, that's I gotta see if I can condense that story.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've always been a musician first. Music was I'm a saxophonist. I played the oboe too. Oboe was my scholarship instrument, the fam. But also saxophonist and some other things. I remember in high school, I remember saying that I want to be a performer, a musician. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking necessarily a full-out artist, but I knew I was going to be a performer, some form of entertainment. And I got convinced not to pursue it. And I had an ex-girl. She told me, she said, high school sweetheart. She said, "You're already too good at music. Why don't you try and do something else?" She was trying to get me to do more academic. And so I went to school and originally majored in electrical engineering, but while doing that, I still was playing at church and doing weddings on the sax and stuff like that. And so in my mind then, it was almost like a side thing, but deep down, I knew that that's what I was supposed to do. What brought me forward to the full artistry, man, I guess this is where I gotta insert Kenjo. Kenjo, my boy, my heart, he was my college roommate. He was also in the band, the 100, so the March 100. He was already an industry big time producer. He produced Field Mob, if you remember them, Sean and Smoke. He basically, matter of fact, their whole Ashes Clash, their first album, that's him. He was 12 years old when he started. He was my roommate. He didn't ever expose that to me. I didn't know. And so he was messing with T-Pain before T-Pain became T-Pain. A bunch of artists, they would come and see him. Anyway, long story short, one day he came back to the room after me, and I'm in there bumping Field Mob, and he's like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? What you doing? Listen to that." I thought Miami people only listen to booty shaker music. You know what I'm saying? Miami-based music.
No, I already know.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we do, but this job be rocking in the skating ring. I love it. Skating is a passion. I love skating. So, yeah. So he was staring at me for like a minute. Like, I don't know if you know what a minute is, just looking. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nigga, what? And So he finally, that's when he exposed himself to me. He was like,
He was like, come on.
yeah, I'm like, why you said it?
How you place your mind on that? Where you get that from?
So yeah, so then he that's when he's like, come here, show. He opened up his computer and he showed me all the files of Film Mob. He even showed me his bank account, and I'm like, my next words were, what are you doing here? And he was like, his mom kind of forced him to get a degree. But anyway, from there, our very next year, we left the dorms. We were staying in the dorms freshman year. And so we went to a full studio, and I had my own. And yeah, from there I was seeing. Before he was, the reason why he was always gone outside of the 100, he was messing with artists, but he never told me. He would go to these other studios, disappear. Now I'm in the house with him, and now the secret is out. I'm seeing everybody. Field Moms coming through. When T-Pain's, the Trick Daddies, when they come up from Rick Ross before he took off, when they coming up,
I remember
they messing with him. So I was always around them. I was always around it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my name. My mom originally named me King, birth name, and then she changed it to something to Philip, the name after my father. But the whole family still calls me King. So if you knew me, people would still call me King. So when Film Mob them, they'll come around, they'll be like, "Yo, KP." So they kind of like emphasize KP, King P, KP, because they country slang. And so that's how the kind of name kind of stuck. King P, I ended up getting a license plate. Everybody, King P.
You got a license plate?
Yeah, family license plate.
Okay.
Family license plate, they say King P. And so that kind of stuck. And that is like slowly, long story short, because I can make it longer, but I'm trying to get to it.
You good. Take your time.
So yeah, I'm around that, around the music all the time. And even then, I still wasn't on it. But Kenjo would tell me, he said, I trust your ear. I would never release music from this point on unless you hear it first. Mm-hmm. And so then he would also allow me to record. And I recorded then on sax. 2006, I ended up going somewhere else, and he had moved back to Atlanta. They worked out they did an album with Ludacris when Field Mob was joining, and that song Woozy featuring the king of R&B, Locked Up, R. Kelly. I was actually on that record and got a platinum record for it.
Word.
Yeah. So that's the origin of how it started, because around then I was real busy with the band. I was very popular as a family drum major, March 100 drum major. So my intention, I was around celebrities, but it was like me sitting here now. It was normal. KP, we got, you know what I'm saying? I saw him all the time, so I didn't think nothing of it, and I didn't think to pursue it then. I just was in the mix of it. I'll play on records, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So that was a big deal. The family radio station picked it up. King P, you know what I'm saying?
So the beginning of King P just evolved quickly, like once you figure out who your man's really was.
Yeah, that was the start of it, dog. And then the last phase part of it that got me full kick force, I had actually started working. I started teaching. I had graduated and I started teaching, and I had a friend who I went to middle school with who performed with Prince. He lives in California. Shout out to Collins Peters, my dog since middle school. Yeah, he hit me up. He was doing some he was producing some records, and he hit me up via Facebook. Facebook had literally was just starting to come out, right? And he was like, "Yo, you always been a dope musician. Can you do this for me?" And I was like, "Cool." So I recorded it for him, sent it back, and then this was his words. I never forget. He said. He repeated the way he said what I just said. He said, "You always been a dope musician. You know what I'm saying? Why aren't you not doing this yourself?" Like, he said that literally brought me back to the dreams and everything that I've always thought about from high school, that was supposed to be that. And I was like, damn. And so he said he influenced me at that point, and I was thinking, I still didn't bring me back to artistry, but it brought me into the realm of industry. I started to be a music producer. So I got I got the key pad, I got the Reasons, Pro Tools, and I'm producing. And in Tallahassee, that's when it launched. I started producing multiple artists, and that happened by accident. I made beat CDs. One of my homeboys, shout out to Michael Scott, Punchy, he came to the crib and he heard, he was like, dang, without telling me, he took one of my CDs. Yep. And then the next thing you know, I'm in the club in the Moon, and shout out to the artist Trey Snatch was, I don't even know if he's still doing music, but he had music playing in the Moon with Weezy played it, I believe. I think he had the Moon that night. And I'm like, bro, that's my stuff. I'm like, who, how? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't give nobody no music yet.
Did you know the DJ?
Yeah, I knew all the. At this time, I knew everybody.
So did you go up there to the DJ? Like,
yeah, that's how I got the connection. So they was like, oh, that's Trey. And then Punchy came around and and I got in contact with Trey and Trey Snatch, and Trey Snatch was like, Punchy gave me the thing, and I called him, what the fuck? Like, how? Why? So we all met up and everything, pieced everything together, and then I started producing multiple artists in Tallahassee.
Wow.
And then here's the icing on the coffin, and I'll be done.
You good.
So I done did a couple of producing a couple of albums, some mixtapes, and then one of my top boys, you know what I'm saying, he turned gospel, so I don't kind of want to mention his name because he wants to completely disassociate himself from this type of music, but he just disappeared, and I had like multiple records for him. You know what I'm saying? And he just like vanished. And one day I was just laying in my home studio, sitting down, and I was playing some of the beats that I made for him. And literally, no lie, I for real wasn't thinking about it. I just started seeing words, but I wasn't trying to do that though. I was just listening to the beats, and I started seeing words, and it just started coming together. I was like, you know what? Shoot! I jumped up, I turned on the mic, and I started recording it. And after I was like, I impressed myself. Oh, this got hard. I sent it to my dog Kenjo, who I introduced earlier, and he was like, boy, this bitch slapping. And that's how I started. And from that point on, I stopped producing for people because my idea was I felt like people didn't take it seriously. That's why I'm still going as far as I am, because
So you basically came into your sense of artistry then, like
right at that moment
started to evolve. Like, I can do this on my own.
At that moment, I stopped. Anybody that hit me up for a beat, I ain't doing that no more.
And that's a really big high goal too, man. I applaud you for that. To go through all those things, and the ex-girl tell you don't do it, and then you still go ahead and push forward with that. You know what I mean? But I do want to take it a little bit back because I know you said you was in Miami.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit more about Miami. Growing up in Miami, what was life like, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh, fast, man. Miami was an amazing experience. I tell people now from the crib that we sometimes what's the word? Take for granted growing up in Miami because we were complaining about whatever you complain about, but the fact is that you see everything in Miami, and then for me, I'm not no gangster, but I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was outside. You know what I'm saying? I had the experience of running away from home, things like that, and this is later on, like high school. Okay. And so that right there, I always tie in to me being a phenomenal musician too, because I run away and I'll just be walking the streets, so I'll end up sitting somewhere on the street, and somehow, some way, my high school band director, shout out to Anthony Simons, the third, he'll catch me in the street and give me the keys to the band room, and I'll go to the band room even on the weekends, and I'm just in there.
So wait, how long you been playing the instrument?
Oh man, a long time. I've been playing, over 20, 25 years. I've been playing a long time.
So when you first picked up the instrument, how old were you?
I I think I was.
Just answer, man. I know you don't know, maybe not know.
Maybe around 11.
11. Wow.
Yep. And then I self-taught myself all the other instruments I played, the oboe and stuff like that.
Did any of your parents play, or anybody in your family play?
My brother, he's 2 years above me. He when he went to school, he picked up the trumpet at first. He ended up when we got to high school, he ended up playing the toms in the marching band. But he originally played trumpet. So my first instrument picked up, copying him, was the trumpet. My stepfather, he Louis Oquendo, shout out to the Oquendos. He convinced me. I think he had the ambition of wanting to start like a family band. So he was like, "Why you got a trumpet? Like your brother play trumpet. Go pick something else." And so from there, I took the trumpet back and I was like, "I don't want to play that anymore," and picked up the sax and fell in love with it. Which I remembered that when I went to church and stuff like that, it was musicians, and it was one guy. He played all of it. He played trumpet, sax, guitar, bass guitar. But you know what I mean? He played them all phenomenal. But when he played the sax, I was like, and so I remembered when I gave back the trumpet, sax, and I immediately fell in love. And that has been my principal instrument.
Okay. So I know you said that you were also living in Jamaica for a while. Do you remember hearing music there?
So the artists around those times, you remember the Beenie Man, Sean Paul.
Right.
They had dance hall by storm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Them, and then you had
Sean Paul was that guy.
Sean
I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I mean?
He came out with a lot of
he commercialized.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The dance hall rhythm. It made people just, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I remember listening to Shaka Dumas. You remember Shaka Dumas?
All of them.
You know what I mean?
But even before them, Shaba. You know what I'm saying?
You talking Shaba Ranks?
Yeah, Shaba Ranks. All of them. On top of my head, I'm trying to get my man out. It might come to me and I'm just gonna throw his name out just later on. But all the early artists from there, I just remember them and we, you know what I mean, in Miami, you know what I'm saying, where I stayed, the events we went to, that's all the church I went to, that's all I know.
That's music.
Yeah.
That's
and
powerful,
the Caribbean,
man.
that's all I know, yeah.
So, okay, you said you came from Jamaica. What is the best island to get Caribbean food from? What do you think? Or the best place in Jamaica? Either one. But I wanted to really know, like, if I'm going to the Caribbean, where am I going? Am I going to St. Lucia? I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to St. Thomas. You know what I mean?
So I'm biased.
Okay.
I would say Jamaica.
Okay. All right.
Now I have a little bit of experience. I've been to Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. I've been to the Bahamas multiple times, and then the Caribbean massive. No matter where you are in the city, most of the time we link up. So I've had dishes from multiple different, you know what I mean, backgrounds, and yeah, I think Jamaica got it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I will always say Jamaica, just based off my experience and because of the bias, like you know what I'm saying. But I do love Spanish food too. Yeah, I love me some. That's why I was in love in the DR. You know
so what's your dish like? What was your favorite dish? You know, coming out, smelling it. What was your favorite dish in the DR?
Oh man, I stuck with pescado. You know what I'm saying? Pescado. Fish.
Okay.
Yeah, I always get fish, some snapper or something like that, and the rice. It's just the way to cook it. The rice and beans, or.
What was the flavor like though?
Oh man, it's been a minute since I've been there. I can't say.
Okay.
But I would say that I do remember saying this. I felt like I was home. You know what I'm saying? Being there. I just maybe it's because the island, the Caribbean. But I remember going there. I felt like I could live there. I could live there, and I just learned the language. And while I was there, I tried to speak Spanish anyway. So that's why I said pescado.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I felt at home. And then I can't leave this out. I shout out my stepfather, Louis Oquendo. He's Puerto Rican, right?
Okay.
Puerto Rican American. So my step family, when I got to Miami, who I grew up with, they're Puerto Rican, and I would say his mom, grandma, I think she just passed last year or the year before. She reached 103
103 or 105.
Wow.
When I say this is the best rice I've ever, even Jamaican, this is the best rice I've ever tasted. So rice.
Better than rice and peas?
I bet. See, I have not tasted no one's rice better than my grandma.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Grandma Monica O'Quinta. I have not tasted.
So let me find out you know about some panid.
Panid,
Yeah.
okay. I've tried some of that too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
That was one of my favorite dishes, I have to say. So yeah, the panid and the Spanish rice.
Yeah, I love me some Spanish rice. But my favorite dish though is in the Caribbean. I would say I'm with the tradition of Jamaica. I love my ackee and saltfish, banana dumpling. You know what I'm saying? A little chocho, something like that. I could eat that anytime. You know what I'm saying? Then the curry chicken and curry goat. I'm good with jerk chicken now, but I never was big on it as a youth. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of like Americans, when they think Caribbean or especially Jamaica, they just first thing they think is jerk.
Have you prepared it yourself before?
Yeah. In fact, I have a catering company called Good Vibes Kitchen.
Wow.
Good Vibes Kitchen.
Now, do y'all got some vegan stuff up in there?
Do we? I mean, we could make vegan, but I don't think it's not. Yes, we do. We call it veggie mix or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep it completely. When you say vegan, is tricky though, because vegan, they don't want like none of the like, you can't have the milk, no type of nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got to really keep it pure.
But most of the time, the milk y'all use is coconut milk,
Yeah,
right?
coconut milk all the time. Yeah.
So then most of the time it's vegan.
It's good, yeah. So we do have a tray for that, yeah.
Okay.
Good Vibes Kitchen.
All right, I'm gonna have to look that up. Definitely put the link in the description as well.
Yeah.
So in what way has music affected the way you dream about your future?
Man, I mean, I guess that's almost the same questions. It ties into the question about being in Jamaica early age and what type of music influence I had. It ties into that a little bit because music I've always dreamed because of music. You know what I'm saying? I dreamed I was in middle school and I remember dreaming that I was performing in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And it turns out, you know what I'm saying, I haven't performed as the artist King P yet, but I performed with Prince with the March 100. You know what I mean? So I did that. I performed in 2 Super Bowls already. One in Jacksonville and one in the one in Miami. And the dream was performing the Super Bowl in Miami. You know what I mean? So that's music. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And to perform with Prince, and it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? So music puts me in the space of seeing. That's a great question. It puts me in a space of seeing of the future. You know what I'm saying? Even listening to the music of the artists that's on the radio now, I have nothing to do with. Just listening to them and just thinking about, okay, how will music be 5-10 years from now?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I do this often. I get hired and booked as a saxophonist often for events like weddings, birthday parties, receptions, whatever, funerals, whatever. And especially if it's reception, birthday party, something like that happen. If they have kids there, when I perform, I'm gonna entertain, and then after that, many of them want to take pictures with me. So especially the kids, I'll get a picture with the kid, and I post it on my sax page on IG, and my first words is, the future of music is bright because of kids like such and such. I do, you know what I'm saying? So I always think about the future of music, just looking at the youth.
And that's keeping the image alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's really keeping the image alive. That's dope that you do that because they get to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And if they ever do music, the inspiration.
They always come right back to that.
Yeah. Come on. That's powerful.
And it's even more deep because now they see music. If all their new music was what they hear on the radio, and especially if they into hip hop, you know what I mean, some of that is negative. They actually see music in a deeper level with the instrument. You know what I'm saying? Musicianship. So it's so much to that. You know what I mean? And it helps, and I think it will help the future of music.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So what outside of like work and career that you do that just excites you, that you have fun doing? I know I see you skating. I see you on the skates, boy. I'm like, ooh, you make me want to go back to skate.
That's it. Well, you should never stop. That's it.
That's true.
Right, you should never stop, man. Roller skate. That's
how long you been doing that? Oh, back in Miami.
Yeah, I love roller skate. I mean, to that point, I like how I said you should never stop. I remember when I first started. You know what I mean? In Miami, you asked earlier how it is, and like I said, I saw everything. I saw guns early. I saw a gun been pulled on me early. To answer that a little bit, we could dig back into that too. But I mentioned that because these gangsters, these people that was in the streets making these type of decisions, dope boys or whatever they do, you know what I mean, the cars, all this ties into music because Miami's big culture on the old school cars. So I own some, you know what I'm saying? My brother owns some, and you know what I'm saying? But these dudes goes out, you know what I'm saying, to do the Miami Doodle Wicks in the skating ring. Wow. And that junk used to has me gassed up because, like, I always say the sexiest woman is either roller skating and or on the back of a motorcycle.
Okay.
Cause they tooted up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No.
And so in the skating ring, man, you see.
I've just seen some beautiful women in the skating ring.
And if they know how to skate, and their body oh my god!
Say, it take me back to what's that, ATL?
Yeah. So I fell in love early with skating because seeing women, and then I just remember the gangsters like this nigga skating too. You know what I'm saying? So
I used to love old school night.
Yes.
Man.
I'm still in there.
Out there skating with them old schools.
And they characters because they got their moves.
Yeah.
And they be trying to holler at something too. You know what I'm saying? So bro. You never stop skating. That thing is life.
You backward skate too?
Yeah.
Man, I don't even remember how to do that thing no more.
Yeah, you just got to do it. It's like riding a bicycle, really. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to skate as much as I used to, especially when I was in Florida. In Florida, it was every week. I didn't miss, not 1 week I missed skating.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? In LA, you know what I mean, I skate when I can. But they know when I'm in there because I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? But
so I really, really am interested in just learning what is your creative process to creating a song now that you kind of been in the game a while now and you know you've been doing your thing.
Yeah. I let the song kind of dictate where I'm going with it. So particularly when I say song, I'm talking about the music first, the production, the beat. And so if I have that, then you know what I'm saying, it's a twofold with me because I'm a musician. So sometimes I don't hear words, and depending on the track, the record, how I feel, I might just record on a sax. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. Or I may hear both, and so I'll do sometimes sax first, sometimes lyrics first. You know what I'm saying? And make it bounce. And then sometimes, if it's strictly hip hop for sure, then you know what I'm saying, the kind of the song takes me. So I think a lot of times too, what are the emotion that you're, or headspace emotion is, I call it music as a spirit. So whatever spirit is looming around, that's what's gonna take place. And I say that because I remember going through a bad breakup, and I was in a room full of dope producers, artists, and you know what I'm saying, and we was just making some good music. This is how actually my Good Vibes. Good Vibes is one of my biggest singles, and that's how I really linked up with TJ Chapman. Shout out to TJ Chapman. Like you know what I'm saying, that had won best review on this thing. This is how that took place. When I was in Miami with these folks. Shout out to Bowie, and I thought about it. You know what I'm saying? I went through a bad breakup, and some of the that's just one of the songs that came out of it, but some of the songs that came out of it reflected what I was going through, but I didn't go there to make those songs. I wasn't even trying to do that.
It was just spare the moment.
Yeah, no. Well, I wanted to go in the studio, but it wasn't my intention to make songs about what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? Which is what you're supposed to do, right? But my intentions was to make music. I wanted to figure out how to make a hit record or stuff like that. And I feel like that's what Good Vibes is. But Good Vibes is not really discussing what I went through. But I remember all the other songs that I made in that time period. That's
Did you feel like when you made the song, it transformed how you feel?
What Good Vibes or the other ones?
No, Good Vibe. Because you said that's the song that you went into the studio and made when you was going through the breakup, correct?
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, and that one is that's like a hit maker song. That song, is very catchy. Mm-hmm. It has the Caribbean feel to it. Mm-hmm. I could say for that particular one, I remember it was my birthday weekend, October 2nd, and I had someone put me on a flyer to host a party down in Miami, Club Fate, and I did that, and I was with this girl that I know for a long time, this is my homie. We went to the beach, and we didn't go home. We stayed at the beach all night. And then that morning, I was getting ready to take her to the crib, and it just hit me. And I called Bowie. I was like, "Yo, I'm here at the crib. I want to get in the studio." But I think at that moment I was feeling that vibe. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm free." You know what I'm saying? Hung up. He called me right back. It was like, "Yo, he told me bring some bottles." And then he said, "What type of vibe you feeling?" And I described the vibe to the T. I was like, it's a Caribbean feel, and I wanted, you know what I mean? I wanted to be kind of up tempo, and I got whatever else I said. When I got to the studio, opened the door, he was playing it, and I was like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And the song, "Baby, tell me what you want, and I'ma give you what you need, girl. You see me looking over there?" It just starts off like that.
Okay.
"I see you looking at me, girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah." You know what I'm saying? It just gave that vibe, and I think she had a part of it. How Camille said her last name, because she's married now. You know what I'm saying? But that was it. We was rocking tight, and just being at the beach, it just gave that vibe. So I think in that particular song, I was able to grasp the good vibes I was getting from her, from the beach. I just left Club Fate. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to describe perfectly. And we went in there, and that thing came out, boom, boom. When TJ heard it, TJ Chapman, he was like, "Bro, what you waiting on?" You know what I'm saying? And so that's what started the trend of the Big King Feed. You know what I'm saying? That's what started getting my name out of that song. But the other songs I made too are good too. But those were like more. You can hear the heartbreak inside of them. You know what I'm saying? I got a song called Trap Sax, and that's hip hop. It has a sax in there.
Are you playing the sax on the whole record?
It's not like that. Not like some of my other songs, but you hear the sax in the record.
Okay.
I start off with the sax, and then I start singing, and then my homeboy GCB, Gulf Coast Baller. Shout out to him. He's here in Tally, but he's from Pensacola.
Okay.
He gets on there and does this amazing feature on there. It's called Trap Sax. Amazing feature. And when he did it, I was like, basically, long story short, he sums up everything I was going through in that relationship. And I was like, "Bro, how did you know?" Like, cause I remember when I wrote the song, when I gave him a synopsis, but I didn't tell him this is what I'm going through. He wrote that bit. I was like, "Dog, this just embodies what I was going through." You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So anyway, back to what I've said. I feel like the spirit, emotions take over the creativity of the song if you're not trying to force it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never try to force.
And it seems like you get really passionate with the songs that you made. You know, each one is unique to a time span.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's in King P's playlist right now? What are you listening to nowadays?
Oh man.
Well, first of all, do you listen to yourself?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. Because I know some artists I'll be hearing, they're like, "Bro, I don't listen to myself."
I feel it. For a long time I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? even now, every now and then, I'll now I can, no matter what. But even now, if sometimes I'm like, I don't listen to myself. But then sometimes in those moments, sometimes too, if I'm looking for something else, if I accidentally play myself, they're like, okay, that's what I needed right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like some of the songs that I've made literally is preaching to me. You know what I'm saying? Like where I think that I'm making it to inspire someone else, or you know what I mean. Sometimes it literally is for me. So I remember every now and then I'll go to the gym and I'll play my catalog, and I could go through. You know what I'm saying? The time periods, the emotions. But yeah, for me, not listening to my stuff sometimes maybe is because I don't want to touch on that emotion, or you know what I'm saying, or I think about the longevity. Sometimes I do think about the longevity of my pursuit as an artist. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on that. But do I enjoy myself? Yeah, shoot. Before I came up to this interview spot, I was sitting there jamming to myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
But in terms of catalog, I listen to dance hall a lot, reggae. So I'll go to my Island Massive, particularly Jamaican dance hall, reggae, and then I don't listen to hip hop that much.
Okay.
I've never been big on the shoot 'em up, bang bang, kill 'em.
Hey, I respect. I mean, you a saxophonist. I expected to hear
never-
about some jazz or something.
Yeah, now, yeah, I don't listen to jazz as much like I used to, but that used to be my only catalog. So I listened to Gerald Albright. You know what I mean? I go all the way back, John Coltrane and Cannonball Adderley, and you know what I mean.
What about Wayman Tisdale?
Charlie Bird. Wayman Tisdale? Yeah, all of them. Yeah. So my catalog of music is long, and it's a whole bunch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? From old school to new school, and all genres.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't listen to the killing stuff too much. I don't listen to that too much. I prefer dancing. I prefer wine pan the gal them. They like the good music. So I listen to that more than to make dance hall. You know what I'm saying? I listen to that more than anything. Listen to myself. Miami, we have Miami because I think it's like a melting pot. You have the Caribbean there, so we have. That's why that's why they call it the Miami bass. That feel good. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I mean, the older Miami music. You know what I'm saying? Now Miami is kind of sounding like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Well, I feel like everybody has kind of came around and see what's like trending.
Yeah, I don't
People
like
are
that.
trying to get the trending, and then you see all this different crazy music, and it's making people act crazy.
I hate
you
it.
know what I mean?
I hate it because in the past you knew a certain particular music based off of where you was from. You know what I'm saying? You represented. Remind me like the dance. Remind me had that juke.
Yes.
The booty shaking music. That's what we was. You know what I'm saying? And we proudly represent that. Uncle Luke.
Yep.
Salute Uncle Luke.
Yep.
He pushed that out there. On top of that, he was the one that got it going to where you could say what you want. You know what I'm saying? Before him, NAA did their thing. Ice Cube done with F Police, but Luke really was what he went to. You know what I'm saying? To trial for that. You know what I'm saying? But that booty shaking movie. Let me see you pop the thing. That's what we did growing up in Miami. Well, we dancing.
You know they was out there wearing the spandex and all that in the 90s.
That is just whether it was vulgar to you or not. When you heard it, if you still hear it today, you're like, oh shoot. You know what I'm saying? It's a part. That's where I'm from. That's what I know. You know what I'm saying? And so when you mention passion, I guess all that play a part in who I am. Because in my dance hall music, I'm making that. When I'm playing sax, I'm passionate in that. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
I mean, and then the hip hop, I try to make how to make slide. That's how Slip and Slide came about. You know what I'm saying? Straight about it. I'm trying to be sticking in, going, drinking and popping, trees blowing, popping, panties dropping, pull out the stick.
Yeah.
Straight about it. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep that. That's a rhythmic thing. It's gonna be like, damn. You know, just
keep you going. Yes.
So that's what I'm on.
So I know that you are a family man.
Yeah.
How many children do you have?
Ooh, you don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Dang.
I got 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you building a team there.
Yeah, I got a squad.
That's what's up, man. I always hear people, I have this many kids or that many kids, but I feel like, you know, the more you create, the more beautiful it is. You know?
Well, it was written. That's what it was supposed to be. We were supposed to procreate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, all the naysayers gonna go against that, but you are not here if someone didn't procreate. We're literally supposed to. That's how you continue to flourish the world. Everybody talk about use the word moving forward. Like, how could you move forward if no one's existing? How can you're supposed to create?
Period.
That's you, until you can't create no more. You know what I'm saying? Now, what got lost in translation is society because of the almighty dollar. You know what I'm saying? So everything got lost when that became the priority. You know what I'm saying? Money. We do need money to survive, but now it's like, okay, you can't, like, no, I don't know. Just if you're not making this amount, then you shouldn't have this. It just people start putting rules and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Even it's a whole other topic, but you know what I'm saying? In the past, where you had the women stay at home, which all women today swear that's what they want. But back then it was just totally different, where, you know what I mean, the men worked, women took care of the household, and they was content with what they had, right?
Absolutely.
And they raised it. Now women want to stay at home, but then you also want the luxurious thing as if you're making that type of money. You know what I'm saying? If you're not making that money, then they want to diss the man. No, if you're content, women today still could work, could live at home, could be stay at home and take care of the home and the kids, and the men go be providers if you be content with what you got.
But we all know it's so many things in the way of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Construed far as social media.
Oh, it's a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Groups and so on and so forth.
Everybody's tricked.
But I want to know more about you and fatherhood. Like, how do you embrace that? You know, being a father and, you know, loving your children.
Oh man, for me, I love it. I embrace it to the fullest, and I love my babies. When I was in Tallahassee, people used to call me mommy daddy, because basically I had them everywhere I went.
Okay.
So
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So like, I remember I used to go to the studio sometimes to take my first son. So I introduced him to the board. If I had a show, as long as it's not something private to where they couldn't be there. Yeah, I wouldn't. Especially if it's my show. I did a show called it was on every Fridays at Amaraz or Nefertari's. They changed the name to Nefertari's. Did it every Friday for like 2 years. Such a grind. Of course, it wasn't open to any other kids, but my kids, I'm there if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I always had them. And then I remember I coached too. I was a head coach for football, basketball, and track and field. And when I had got my degree, I had to I interned, but I also had to do some interviews for some coaches. I did an interview with a Dolphins staff coach, Miami Dolphins coach. I did an interview with a FAMU's coach, FAMU basketball coach, and I think the Florida State coach. I remember the interview I had with the FAMU basketball coach, who I think he's now at University of Miami as like player development director. But I remember what I had asked him. I said, "How do you, because he's married, kids. How do you, with a family, how do you keep your family involvement and kids around?" And his exact words were, "You have to be intentional." He said every interview he's taken, he always.
You also you have a film company, correct?
Yes.
How is that going? What's next for that?
We have the movie Open the Door.
Okay. I seen that actually. I seen the trailer.
Yeah.
I should say I haven't.
How you seen the trailer?
Wait, I think I seen the trailer. I seen you do something on Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't in the trailer.
So I haven't released the trailer yet, but the trailer is out there, but I haven't pushed it for no one to see it. I'm sorry. What I seen on IMDb. It's on my IMDb. If you know my IMDb page,
I did.
Then you seen the trailer.
I study well, my brother.
Okay, then you seen the trailer then.
Yeah.
But
okay.
If you're not watching my IMDb page, then you haven't seen the trailer because I haven't even posted it on nothing except for I got it on that, and I do have it on YouTube, but it's private right now.
Okay. I seen it for sure.
You like it?
You have me? Yes, I love it. But you have me thinking I ain't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wait, hold on, bro. Hold on. I know I seen it because I seen when y'all was shooting for it, and I was like, okay, I didn't know that part of you.
Yeah, that was that's a big project right there. But yeah, Open the Door Film, and where we first met at the Mixer, I shot a scene there too. He allowed me to shoot a scene there.
Wow.
In fact, I got 80 in the film. I got 80 in the movie. I got TJ Chapman in the movie.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, yeah, Open the Door Film. It started off as a short film project, and when I made the, I got the song Slip and Slide, and it led to the remix with Briscoe, Slip and Slide remix down in Miami. When I did that, I was pretty much on like a Florida run. So I was going from radio station to interview. Shout out to Rich Black. I was at his radio station. He's affiliated with Murder Inc. and all of them down in South Florida. At the conclusion, in that interview, like you, he asked me, so what's next? What's this? What's and I happened to mention the movie. It was a short film at the time. And so at the conclusion of the interview, he was like, "You got it?" I was like, "Yeah." Let me see. They in this radio station, they had another room with big screen TV, all that. We put it on, and he liked it, and he had some representation, industry representation. And so it was a deal was on the table for the film. I'm saying whether it's big money or little money to whoever, it was like $100,000 deal on the table just to promote, just to me for the film. But I need to turn it into a full-time feature movie. So the short film is about 30 minutes at a time.
What you need to turn it to?
I need to turn it to over an hour, an hour or more, maybe about an hour or two. And so anyway, yeah. I took all the challenge, and that's what has taken it so long for it to come out. Which I'm glad that I did not push it out, even without that meeting. I'm glad I didn't put it out that fast. And so yeah, I just been dropping BTS, and it's been getting hype. But since then, finally completed it to make it a feature film. It's in its last stage, it's last two stages. It's post production. I had a sound. It could have been finished even maybe a year now, but I had a sound guy who was finishing up the sound of the movie. He's in Atlanta, and he ended up getting picked up by another Netflix show, and so he couldn't finish the project. And so until I found the right person to finish it, which I just found. You know what I'm saying? Now we're about to get it completed. So. Yeah.
So when can we look for that?
So I'm hoping to be completely wrapped up by my birthday is October 2nd.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping to be wrapped around October, and then I can get ready to start. I'm gonna go seek back that deal again, or even better, because I believe the movie is worth it. And everything just I think perfect time. Everything just come together. But I would say towards the end of the year, we can start seeing a push to release. I can't say the release date yet, whether it be at the end of the year or sometime in 2025, but it will be complete by October. So
so we do have something to look forward to then.
Open the Door Film, and you can see a BTS, some good stuff on Instagram at Open the Door Film. Open the Door Film.
Y'all heard that.
Yeah.
So what places have you traveled that was just breathtaking, that really opened the door to just see new things?
United States is so huge, right? And I was gonna say I almost seen all the United States, but there's so many cities in the United States and within one state, so it's hard for someone to say that. But I've been to a lot of the states. But I'm gonna start with Montreal, Canada. That place was so clean. That thing was gorgeous in there. Yeah, bro. That thing was nice. I went there. My homeboy, shout out to Sean West. He was a drum major with me in college at FAMU. But he got married, and somehow they connected to the Obamas. I think his wife, maybe was an assistant or something like that to Michelle Obama.
Okay.
But so they was in the wedding. Sasha, and I was a groomsman.
Okay.
And so But before the wedding though, the wedding was held in Washington D.C. But before the wedding, we took instead of the bachelor party, we had a bachelor trip, and it was to Montreal.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That has to be like a hell of a time to be,
It was
out there just breathing that different air.
Oh, and that too. Have you been?
I have not.
Oh man, Montreal was something special. It was just going into the airport. The airport was huge, and it was just this. It was very structured, and then getting there, just seeing the people. It was clean. The parties I went to was lit. I got super lit. I can't even tell you what I did. I had a first time experience there.
Hey, what happens in Montreal stays in Montreal.
I had a first time experience there. It was amazing, but yeah, it was a blast. It was around the same time. I got to tie right back to music. Kanye West, Life of Pablo tour. So, yeah.
How long ago was that?
It's 2016 or 2017.
Oh,
maybe 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, it was November around that time. He Life of Pablo tour, and the crazy thing around that time, many people was like, you know what I'm saying, starting to down Kanye, Ye. He likes to be called Ye. Excuse me, Kanye, Ye. A lot of people started to down him around that time, but for me, I never before that. I loved all his hits, but I never was like a huge Ye fan. Like,
Me neither.
I never was. You know what I'm saying? But his hits though, and my favorite song still is Through the Wire, because I can feel the pain in that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Good.
You talking about, what's the lady name on there? I know what song you talking about. Monifa or something like that.
Yeah. The pain, and I still, you know what I'm saying? And it was just clever. It was pain. You know what I'm saying? His story was real with that. He got in an accident and he's literally he recorded through his.
See, I didn't even know that.
Oh,
I didn't even know that. When I seen the video,
go back and look at that.
I seen that part, but I wasn't aware.
You have a more deep appreciation for like it just touched me. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, those hits, you know what I'm saying, and that particular song, I never really like dug into. Yeah. When we got off the plane in Montreal, Canada. Went to the hotel, blah, blah, blah. Our first event was Life of Pablo tour. And so we had very close seats. And on that tour, he's flying on this like saucer.
That's crazy.
That show was raw. And anyway, and the bass in there, that man, I left Montreal. I went back and got out. I listened to album 1, album 2. All the Kanye music. I was like, I'm tripping. And ever since then, and it's one thing, I know it's not part of the question, but one thing Kanye taught me too through that experience and me going back to go listen to all his music was he was okay with just being himself. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, he started that singing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Whether people tie it with T-Pain or not, Tallahassee Hero, whether, you know what I'm saying? Because people start saying that it was a copy, whatever, blah, like, or vice versa. Like, he started singing, like, you know what I'm saying? The Heartbeat album, Heartbreak album. He started, you know what I'm saying? I just started listening to all that. I was like, dude, like, this dude is being an artist. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I can say, like, him as an artist, man, just amazing that he evolved. I mean, even like The Good Life. You know what I mean? Man, just all the way up to, what's that song with him and Jay-Z?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was an incredible song. Like, it was just different.
Artist, man.
He just came with it, and then when he put Hove on there, man, I was like, whoa, this is different. Like, but by the way, you mentioned T-Pain. Did you? So I didn't even know that he was from Tallahassee.
You lied to me.
I did not know
like even
that.
in this moment?
No.
It's
probably about like a year or two ago.
About to say,
I was like, wait, T-Pain from Tallahassee? And then my dog said, yeah, it stands for Tallahassee Pain. I'm like, oh, did not know that. I thought he was from Miami the whole time because he moved down to Miami and he was with that group.
Yeah.
So I thought that's, his affiliation was because he was down.
Oh, group, the Nappy.
Yeah, the Nappy Head.
They from here.
Are they from here too?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Two of them was his brothers, I believe.
See, I didn't
They
know
all
that.
here. They would go back and forth, but no.
Yeah, just like if you was in California, you go back to LA.
Yeah, no, they that T-Pain, Ridge Road. He got a song called on his first album, Ridge Road. Yeah,
Wow.
that's all here. They used to go out, they mess with Kenjo and all of them. Back to Kenjo and Phil Mob, and you know what I'm saying. In fact, Smoke, there's a very similar sound. Smoke of Phil Mob, like he was singing back then already. The way his tone is just beautiful. And you know what I mean. To me, Smoke was the first one.
And I'll never forget that because I was intentional, but I never thought intentional, and it made me even more intentional. Because I remember the very first, as a coach, the very first hired job I had, in that interview, I did exactly that. And I said, you know what I'm saying, if you hire me, when I coach, in practice particularly, I'm going to have my kids there. Because I want them in the back learning as I'm teaching them others. It was always intentional. So
Absolutely.
it was, you know what I'm saying, I embrace it to the fullest. I don't think it's nothing about being too busy to incorporate the family with it. I dream of, now when we go back to the question about music and future, I think about a world tour with music for me. Mm-hmm. And I always think about, when I think about that, then I immediately think about family. Damn, how can I, you know what I'm saying, incorporate my kids, you know what I'm saying, because it's hard, especially if you travel in the world and they got school and something like that. It's like, so I'm already processing what would I do to get them here and still not miss school. Do I homeschool them, or do I just, you know what I'm saying, when I get nearby cities, do I get them? You know what I'm saying? I'm already thinking about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm already thinking about that. So yeah, I embrace it to the fullest.
So, how many boys? How many girls?
4 boys, 2 girls.
Wow. So, and I know you probably always hear this question. What is the difference in having a boy than having a girl? Because I just wonder myself. You know what I mean?
You got kids?
No, not yet.
Boys and girls. Girls and boys.
That's that big question, though. Huh? Like, because I know they say when you have a girl, it changes you.
Yeah,
I feel like when you have
having
a
a kid.
man-
Yeah, I don't think when you have a kid, period, it changes you.
Okay.
But when you have a girl, I don't know. Yeah, you think about the worst in terms of, you know what I'm saying, when they get older. You know what I'm saying? Because you as a boy, you trying to get a girl, and you know technically what you want. You know what I'm saying? You get sexual activity and stuff like that. I think what makes society and men and people be more protective of women over boys is the fact that women, if they get pregnant, they have to carry their bodies change, their emotional hormones, everything changes, and they are the ones that have to carry the child for the 9 term, right? And then go through the pregnancy, you know what I mean, push out the baby, the pain of that. And
So you're saying more of the vulnerability.
so I think that's why women are more protected, more shielded than boys. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of the difference between, my kids, they're young now, but I would still say the boys is just, to me, boys are gonna be boys. Boys are a little bit more free. I don't mind them wrestling, even if they get hurt, because just like that's what boys like to do. Boys, that's life, and that's what they like to do. You know what I'm saying? I grew up wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes me and my brother, we hang with older people. They'll like almost like jumping in the game. They really beating us up. You know what I'm saying? So I got into those things early. So I don't mind the boys doing that. The girls, not so much. I don't want to see them get bruised out. I want them to be cute forever. You know what I'm saying? But I do know the girls, they literally like to play just as much as boys. Like,
Sometimes harder.
Sometimes harder.
Wow.
Matter of fact, I'm looking at, I can see my 2 baby. Baby Solana's like, boy, she just play. You know what I'm saying? So they like to play too. You know what I'm saying? In attachment to that question, I think about this now too. Just about women, girls and boys, women and men. They're just like us. They like to play too. You know what I'm saying? They fools too. You know what I'm saying? They just when it comes down to relationships, they're a little deeper, you know what I'm saying, Whereas we like to just keep it simple because it's just life is easier when you're simple, but they're a little deeper. But in terms of like them, if they could just naturally be themselves and not taught to like try to have to impress a guy, just be themselves, they are nuts.
Right. So what is something that you instill in your kids as they grow up? With something that you just give your kids as they grow up.
Oh man, one thing I always say to them is handle business first. Business then play. I always say that to them. Business then play. Business then play. So when it comes like, for example, if they come home from school, you know what I mean. You got homework. Like they sometimes they start doing something else. But you got homework. Oh yeah. Then why you want to do that first? Just take care of business first. Handle that. Take care of business, and then you got the rest of the day to play. Play on the video game. Go outside. You want eat. Take care of business first. Because I know me when I was a kid, I barely did homework at home because while everybody else would be playing at the last period class or whatever they're doing, anytime I had free time, I was in school doing homework. And I knew I did that because I was busy. I started working at 14 years old. Started working at 14 years old, and then I was in a band. I played football. I was always doing something. So, and then when I got home, the only thing I wanted to do was, you could guess, play my instrument. Like that's all I wanted to do. I could play that all night. My brother would have to fight me to put the instrument down. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to do no homework. So I transferred that to them too. Handle business first, then play. You know what I'm saying? Work hard and like just never quit. You know what I'm saying? We went to last thing I'll say to that. In short, I just always give them determination messages. Just be determined. You know what I'm saying? We went to my son's football game. He balling at Ricketts. Shout out number 15, Ricketts High School, wide receiver / quarterback. But they at the end we was trying to go back, and my little ones they wanted some slushies. We had already exited the gate, and I was like, ugh. And so what happened was I had won a bet that Ricketts would win, just my little $10 bet. Okay. And so the guy found me, gave me the money, and the kids they took it when I was a dude, and they was like, we want icy, but we had already walked out. We went back to the gate. One gate said no, and I said, most people will probably say, well, it's too late. And then we went to the car. I went to the next gate. We got in. You know what I'm saying? And so I told him, I said, never take no. The first no. You know what I'm saying? I always give it that
extra mile.
I always give it that. We got it. Came out.
So what's next for King P in the music world? What are you doing next? You got an album coming out, EP?
No album. I drop a single every 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, drop a single. Yeah, my catalog since my catalog has grown. I like myself. I like King P. My catalog is growing. I can say it gets better and better and better. You know what I'm saying? So I drop a single every 2 weeks. We're in the singles market. So until I feel like I got fans that saying we want an album, I'm gonna just drop singles. You know what I'm saying? So I drop a single every 2 weeks. Every now and then I'll take a small hiatus, but for the most part, I'm within a year. You know what I'm saying? I could easily drop 20 songs or more. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm dropping, and I try to put content behind it. A lot of times it's skating or girls twerking or my son's football or just random or me acting. I'm doing some skits and jumping in stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you can always expect that. Got some shows lined up. I haven't done since in LA. Like here in Tallahassee, I used to put on my own shows. I have not done that yet in LA where I put on my own show. I performed plenty and been a part of shows. So I'm thinking I need to get back to that, and I think I could do it and pull off my own shows, which could lead to the bigger picture of that tour, which is what I want. You know what I'm saying, to answer your question.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Man, I really appreciate you for coming out here and showing some love. You know, I know you, had a journey to get here.
Yeah.
And I just really appreciate you coming and showing some love to Bay Heart Talks, man.
So,
Yes, sir.
you got it done.
Absolutely.
Bay Heart Media. Change for the future.
So I want to thank my man King P for coming out here. He gonna play a little bit of music for us, some new, some old. So I just really want to thank him. Peace. Peace.
It's that Florida boy, King P. I usually perform Slip and Slide, Good Vibes, but I'm back in Florida. You know what I'm talking about? Got that sound, the Florida boys, we get down. The ladies be like, I want you right. I got that sound, the Florida boys, we get down. The ladies be like, wow, I want you right. It's from the hood to the Twitter, that's some country shit. Good vibes to the world, that's me, bitch. I'm an island boy, Dade County mommy boy, ready for whatever, boy. You already know, boy, we ain't friendly. Ooh, if you hood, you good. Walking, looking up your shoulder like I wish a nigga would. If you stay too long, he might whoop your ass. If you don't belong, take your ass to class. Yeah, mama working day and night, Jen, home alone, what we doing? Acting grown, I'm on that train early. By 12 years old, brother, like you a drunk boy. Leave me alone, mama with the work. Tonight we party. Yours truly, your boy King P. And you can play this in any setting, baby. Ride with me.